Every time I hear thunder, I'm going to say, "Ooh, there's a thunder and lightning storm." We'll get it out. There's a thunder and lightning storm happening. Welcome to Clown World Cousins. Anyone listening now or later, happy Friday. What up, cuz?
Hi, Faye. We're just kind of both of us just being like, I'm tired. I don't look good. It's one of those days, whatever.
It is. Well, I have the hangover from hell. So if you're a truther and you're looking for some truth, I'm going to tell you the worst combination to possibly ever have. Last night, I made the mistake of drinking red wine and 2 dirty martinis.
Now, what is a dirty martini?
It's what you have when the bar is about to close and you want to get your buzz on.
Yeah, but what's in it? What's in it?
No, a lot of alcohol that doesn't mix with red wine. So yeah, but I'm pushing through for you, because I love talking to you. What's going on?
Thank you.
And also
nothing.
prosecco, watered down prosecco. Go ahead.
What's going on? Nothing. You only have a brief time. That's why we went on a little bit early, because you got more partying to do tonight because you're on location.
I'm away.
Once again.
No, stop it. So I know it is once again, and it is kind of annoying. But the truth is that my husband has been working like crazy. He works for university and it's graduation time. He's been working like crazy. So his work rewards him by getting him a hotel room. And I get to be princess for one day and order room service. The bathroom's like a spa. I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So it's free. You know, if it wasn't free, we wouldn't be away again.
Yeah.
What's your plans for the weekend?
No plans.
Oh my god, I just called you my sister.
That's all right.
Did you change your background? I like the red curtain, it's like more like a hot pink. It's nice. That's good with your color.
That's been there for like 2 months, Faye.
Yeah, observation isn't my
changes colors.
Quality.
So
all right, so I have till about 8, and then we're going out. We'll see.
All right, so I don't know if we can.
You know what, Mary? It might be fun if you like. This is your live. If someone wants to call in and talk to you, keep going. You know.
Maybe. All right. So what we were talking about, Faye and I, were kind of bouncing around the whole like idea of like psyop, distractions, and entertainment, and how it's all like different terminology. Also, like, I mean, we could do definitions night because everybody keeps misusing things like shill, troll. Oh, there's so many. What did you say to me the other day? Fear porn is another one that is being misused. Go ahead.
They change definitions. Like, and one thing is like red pill all of a sudden means like a guy who's trying to sleep with tons of girls that he's not married to. That's not red pilled. I'm red pilled. I just love the truth, and I find it fascinating. I thought that's what red pilled meant.
Well, it does, but I do know that there is this one guy back in the day when I was when I first discovered MGTOW, and I remember his YouTube username was Red Pill. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of those guys.
Yeah, there all this terminology. So, and also so what I was like, all right, what do I think, like, especially psyop, distraction, and entertainment mean? And I didn't want to look it up. I am getting a really bizarre distrust of the internet, like almost bordering on paranoia.
No, you're right. You're right, Mary.
Because like you just said, they're always changing the definitions. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's not paranoia. It's what we call spiritual discernment. We're here for a reason. We don't like being lied to. We don't like being played with. We know when something changes.
Oh, my computer went into sleep mode. So, Yeah, so like back in the day, so we would talk about things being a psyop, and so like, well, what is a psyop? And it's, usually government funded, right? It's a psychological operation that, let's see, it's basically put in place to completely change the traditions, the values, and the core belief system of an entire group of people. And we can see that. Let's think, what do you think is like the biggest psyop going on that's changing? I mean, feminism stands out to me hugely as far as like, yeah, that was totally contrived, government funded. Because you go, because I can go.
So I picked this topic because I was listening back to our live last week, and you said that there's a difference between psyop, entertainment, and distraction. I was like, whoa. And we kind of moved on, as we do, really fast. And I wanted you to elaborate on what you meant, because it's so true what you said, and like it's a show on its own. So what would I say is the biggest psyop? Ooh.
Or a big one, just kind of historically, that you're like, that really completely and totally changed the direction of.
The biggest psyop is, did God really say? Okay, that's the biggest psyop. Did God really say? Today, in this day and age, I would say the biggest psyop is God didn't create the world right, and that's why we're suffering from climate strange. God didn't create you right. That's why you're a little boy and you're going to be a girl and you're sick all the time and you better wear a mask in the broad daylight.
Yeah,
So God didn't create the world right. God didn't create humans right. What do you think?
You were put in the wrong body. I mean, for me, I think the battle of the sexes, being, feminism and this soy boy masculinity.
100%.
That has been being cultivated for so long. And I was trying to think of like, once again, you can go all over the internet and everybody has theories on what is the root of this. And we know that everything has a very spiritual root to it. But I was like, there had to have been already a distrust of men in women when they ushered in the feminist movement. There had to have been, or else it would have never have taken off, right? So I was thinking, okay, well, who are the parents of the first generation of feminists? It was the greatest generation. The men that went to World War II, probably coming home with like PTSD, things that we didn't call they used to call it shell shock back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably alcoholics, self-medicating, all that kind of stuff. And it made an entire generation not have a trust of men the way that they used to. And you can even just look at how the world wars were, orchestrated and all this kind of stuff. And just, I mean, it's diabolical brilliance in the way that these things come together.
I love that, because people say evil genius, but you just said diabolical brilliance, and going forward, that's the only way I'll refer to it. Brilliant, Mary. Love it.
All right.
You're so
Thanks,
right.
Folks. Good night.
You're kind of like, you're nailing it. There's so much. You're nailing it, because I literally new drinking game. Take a drink whenever Mary or Faye say literally.
Literally, guys.
Literally. One of the biggest gifts God gave us. I don't know how we got here. I don't know anything, but I do know this. One of the biggest gifts God gave us is the relationship between a husband and a wife. And they've done so much to destroy that and create distrust, like you say. So when you find it, it has to be a treasure that you guard with everything. And maybe you don't have it with your spouse right now. Fight for it. Get it.
Yes.
Because it is a gift. It is a gift. I just told Joe, he's out with the guys he works with. I just thanked him. I gave him a big kiss and I said, I want to thank you because you make me feel loved and cherished. And at the end of the day, that's all a woman wants. I'm sorry if I'm veering off, because it is diabolical brilliance. Because if you attack that male female relationship, create the distrust, create all of it. Like, look at where we're at. It's insane. Go ahead. You're right.
Yeah, no, that was I think right on point. Also, I mean, the fact that you're saying, guys, if you don't have it right now, try to cultivate it. It's
Absolutely.
like, what, Faye? I mean, this day and age,
Yeah.
it's like, no, people walk away from relationships so easily. There's no investment. Why would there be, though? At the same time, it's the whole concept
Because
go ahead.
Because Joe's the father of my children. Our love literally created two other souls in this world. What else could be worth fighting for? Nothing. Sorry, I'm screaming. I don't
You're really not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. So, no, I agree with you on that. I mean, people give up. Again, it's kind of the we weren't going to go down here, but because I do think that the war on the sexes is a massive psychological operation that has been in place for at least 50 years now, I do want to say that there's two, like, it's gone to this new extreme, right? Where we have the red-pilled men, and then we have this group of women that are calling themselves trad wife.
Yeah.
And literally all they do is dress up in beautiful clothes, and they're like, do they clean? If you fill your car with gas, you're not one. If you mow your own lawn, you're not one. So it's just basically like, I'm my husband's helpmate, so I don't have to do absolutely anything. Instead of, I'm my husband's helpmate, and I know he's been working for 12 hours, I'm going to get out and mow my own lawn. Or else it's not going to be done, or else we're not going to be able to hang out this weekend. So let me just do it. And it's this totally, I'm trying to think of the type of femininity that these women are even trying to exhibit, because it's like a fantasy. It's like June Cleaver wasn't a real person. It was like a 1950s, like, idyllic type thing. Real women were, when in history were women making me angry? Because I'm also kind of, rough and tumble. I'll just say, I can't be sitting around all day. I would lose my freaking mind.
So I've only heard about, like, the trad wife thing, and on, like, through you and, like, Jamie Hanshaw and the ortho chicks, and I believe them. What I hear, because I'm not on TikTok and I'm not on social media, so I just, like, hear secondhand. And if they don't have it right. They don't know what it, as a wife of 20 years, and you're a wife of 20 years. I would put this in the category of both psyop and entertainment, from what it sounds like to me.
Okay, hold on. Let's move on to the next definition. Next definition that all these three people are using, like, interchangeable, but they're really not. So, a distraction. So it's an event put before the masses to trigger, warning everybody, an emotional response, so that, like, people become, like, either, like, so outraged or something, that their time and their energy starts getting so fixated on this one distraction, it becomes the conversation. And, and what's really happening is there's a much larger thing going on over there, wherever, over here, that you're not supposed to be looking at. So they're going to throw this at you. You're going to be like, I'm never shopping at Target again, or I'm never drinking Bud Light again, to get that kind of a response out of people. Whereas we can say, how much money is being sent overseas right now?
I know.
How much?
As people are living in tents in my northern Massachusetts city.
Right.
Mary, I think that I've known you since you were in a crib. I've said it before. You're literally one of the 3 cutest babies I've ever seen in my life, and
Oh,
you've been
3, I
hearing
think
you,
that's
you've been hearing my monologue since you were looking up at me. Mary, I think that this is your book. I think that you're hitting the nail on the head about the time we're living in. It's very important. And you've got me thinking. I don't have all the answers, but this is what I do like it, and we don't need to veer off. But I was listening to Brian Stavely today. Fascinating stream. But this is why I love the Mandela effect. And we don't have to talk about the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is not a psyop. It's not a distraction, and it's not entertainment. It's supernatural, and that is really exciting. So that's all I want to say. Like, I don't know what the Mandela effect is. Go to Brian. He's the man. But it makes the Mandela effect really exciting to me. But anyway, Mary, back to you and your book, your bestseller.
Hold on, what? I can't. I'm literally online right now. I can't tell you your phone. Ask Birdie. Birdie knows Daddy's phone number. My husband's not home, so I'm totally like on my own right now. That's why I keep looking up. I've had my daughter's about to leave, and the other one's looking for her father's phone number. But I have to sit here in my pretty dress and just be helpless and useless, right? Because I'm a trad wife. Ugh, it makes me.
I'm a trad wife, but I pump my own gas. I've never mowed a lawn in my.
There's nothing.
I've never mowed a lawn.
Well, that's fine. Maybe you just haven't had to, and maybe your oldest son does it now. But when your husband doesn't get to it, but it doesn't get more trad wife than I feel like somebody like me. Oh my God. Hold on. What? Oh, yes. What? Trad wife. Come here, son. Over here. All right. Here's my 18-year-old son.
Oh, get ready for handsome, everybody.
Yes, come down.
I'm going to be Charlie Brown. Parent.
No, come down. All right.
Oh my goodness. All
right.
How are you doing?
Oh my goodness. Look at him.
Trad wife.
Is anyone watching?
Can I just say Fulton? Hi, Fulton. Welcome.
Hello.
Fulton,
all right.
You are like, I just want to say, I'm sorry.
Let her gush for a minute.
Let me gush for a second. Oh my God, Fulton, you're like a handsome version of your Papa Grennan, and he was so handsome. Oh my God.
Please stop flattering me.
All right. Trad wife.
Trad wife?
Yeah. The movement.
What about him?
The movement versus IRL.
Yeah, it's not very realistic.
Really? Do you want your wife to dress like a 1950s housewife and not do anything but look like a 1950s housewife?
Pretty sure everyone does.
Get out. Are you serious?
What did he say?
Get out.
What did he say? I missed it. What did he say?
Never mind.
All right. Goodbye.
Hi, Fulton.
They're leaving. Close my door, please.
I didn't hear what Fulton said when you asked him that.
He said, of course. He's just being it. You want to talk about a troll? I'm trolled
Mary,
by my own children.
Just being honest. He's just being honest. Women have to accept that men are visual creatures. Okay? Okay, we have to stop beating men up for who they are and how God made them. And you know what? I don't like growing old in front of Joe. Like, he obviously liked the way I looked enough to marry me.
That's a thing. There's an expiration date on that whole aesthetic.
You just have to, keeping a man happy is very easy. Do you want me to tell you how to do it, everybody? Do you want me to tell you how to do it?
No, there's
just 3 things you need to do. Let me just do it. It's 3 things you need to do to keep a man happy. You feed him, you flatter him, but not in the biblical sense where you're lying. Like, you respect him. Okay, you feed him, you respect him, and it's another F word, him. Just the way it is. And then you're looking at a happy man, in my humble opinion. What?
I think men need respect above all else.
I agree.
And the happiest man is a man that has earned respect, and he's getting respect. Men, I mean, that's where I'm coming from. But let's go to our third definition. Oh, no, go ahead.
You know what? It's funny that you said that because I've been thinking today a lot. I've been praying a lot. And I'll probably close with it because I have notes on one issue, and that's the stuff with grounded extracts and James and Najla. And I've been reflecting and praying about, because I can be hard on men in this day and age, but I'm married to a good man. And I've met very good men. And I've been reflecting on how difficult it is to be a good man and earning that respect in this day and age. I've been thinking about it and praying about it all day, Mary. Go ahead with your definitions.
Oh, okay. So the last one is entertainment. And again, I didn't want to Google this. I didn't want to have to go online to see what they're saying. So I just sat down and I thought about what I thought these definitions were myself. And so entertainment, I do think, is a combination of a psychological operation and a distraction. But it's always seen as kind of, harmless. Oh, it's just harmless. But it's always getting us ready for the agendas that are in the works. For instance, on that, for some reason, I went back and I started watching the show Cheers. Do you remember Cheers from the 1980s?
Where everybody knows your name. I'm gonna
Exactly.
have for Christmas. Faye's gonna put out a greatest hits album for you guys.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So in that show, in the first season, the whole gay thing was very prominent. Now keep in mind
I don't remember. Go ahead, tell me.
You'd have to go back and watch it because it's in the background. I remember one episode and they're like, you can't stop loving your son and all this kind of stuff. Now you could be like, okay, well, was that to kind of combat the gay fear that was going on because of the AIDS epidemic, which was also, alphabet agency related? Or was that just to get people ready for... Do you remember them debating gay marriage? Now, I'm not saying anything for or against. I'm just showing you how these things happen. The same thing with abortion, legalized abortion. Seriously, years before these things were legalized, they would, during presidential debates, they'd be like, what do you think of what do you think of abortion? Where do you, should abortion be legalized? And it's like the American people weren't even thinking about that. Just like with gay marriage, most people weren't even thinking that. And in fact, at that time, I actually had gay friends, believe it or not. I had friends back then. And they were like, I don't think that's something that the gay community really wants. It's not something that we're really looking for. But then the more and more it was put into the entertainment of presidential debates and the entertainment of shows like Cheers, that it just became kind of yeah, I guess this is what we should be fighting for as a gay person. So it was steering people in, if you want to be a part of this group, then you have to be for this, So.
Right. And that alphabet agency just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. The flag gets more and more insane. But you're right.
I was talking about the CIA when I said that. But yeah, the alphabet group.
The Skittles organization, as they call it. We might have to do a part 2 on this, honestly, Mary, because I'm going to be thinking a lot about what you're saying and where we're at. And I'm just so sick of having my mind played with, my head hurts a lot. And
yeah,
it's like I don't understand the mind that we got a problem. No one knows what's going on or who it is. But it's the mind that this stuff comes out of is so far away from me. I don't get it. I would never, like you said, I would never think about abortion. If you get pregnant, you're going to have a baby, so be careful. And you know what I mean? I would never, ever, ever, ever think about it.
But
Go
that
ahead.
again, that went hand in hand with feminism, free love. They needed to start offering solutions, you know, so that there was no
What
consequences to promiscuity. And I know that we do come across as puritanical sometimes, but people have to give us the benefit of the doubt and just hear what we're
no.
saying
Yeah.
and not project onto us what you think we're saying. Go ahead, Faye.
Sex is such a beautiful gift. It really is. And I tell my daughter it's going to be amazing and I pray that she finds a man that she loves enough to marry. Promiscuity. I'm not puritanical. Okay. It is such a gift. It's such a spiritual level. I guarantee. And that's why I tell people to fight for it. Like, because just being with one person and investing in that soul, like you literally become one person. I can say that after 20. That's why I started crying about the thing today, because I really put myself in James's wife's position. And I literally, it's like it like hit me. I was like, oh my God, what if someone said this stuff about Joe? And I think that Najla, I'm sorry, might be in more pain than James. And it's not okay. And I'm sorry, and truthers should understand this. Go ahead.
Do you want to?
I'm sorry, I'm veering
explain
off.
What you're talking about there?
Let me get it out of the way. And okay, sure. So I met James from Grounded Extracts in person. When we first started our stream, the Melodome had us on. You were sick or something that day, so I was just on. I've talked to James. I've met James and Najla, and I've held his children. And he's been doing, I'm not going to get into it. I wrote 3 things because I don't know the he said, she said. But something hit me today. I did hear this. I'm not going to get into sides or he said, she said. I heard Owen Benjamin in the same. I was kind of like at a distance. It was like in the background. But I heard him make an accusation about James. And it's the worst accusation that anyone could make to a devoted father and husband. Someone I met. I can read people. Joe calls me a human lie detector. He's a beautiful soul. He's a beautiful family, and I met his beautiful children. Okay, I have to explain this to truthers. Is beyond me. I heard it out of Owen's mouth, and he made a terrible accusation and linked James and his beautiful family, his beautiful, healthy, happy children to something that might be the most evil thing on earth. Okay, I don't, go look it up. And so for the first time, I've been with internet stuff. I've just been lurking and commenting here and there. It's all I can do. I'm always walking and doing stuff, It hit me like a ton of bricks. Think about how you would feel if someone said that about you and your family online. And it's not right. And it's not right. It's not. First of all, I don't need to tell anyone it's not true. And
right.
This is a line with me with Owen Benjamin until Owen Benjamin can be emotional, and I want to forgive him, but he needs to apologize and stop doing that. If you're the real deal, not that Owen's ever going to hear this, I just want to say horrible, potentially life-crushing slander isn't drama. And truthers should know this, and his friends should say that. That's all I want to say. Did I explain right where I'm at, Mary?
I want to tell you a little story.
Go
Do you
ahead.
remember I was a few weeks back, I told you that I was on a voice chat and I was shooting my mouth off. And I was like, who the hell am I to criticize somebody? Maybe I should clean up my own backyard. Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah.
That was an accusation that I threw out there also. I wasn't proud of it, and that's why I've atoned. I can't go to the actual person that I said it about, because also what was even worse about what I did is I was talking behind their back. But it was only hold on. It was to 2 other people. It wasn't on YouTube or Odyssey, or it wasn't online, but it was in a voice chat. And I started throwing around accusations, and that was one that came out of my mouth about another person. So you can imagine when I woke up the next morning, Faye, right? the next morning, you know, that I couldn't believe what I had accused another person of, and just how wrong that was of me. And I don't know why I was even that angry. So I would assume that Owen's gonna hopefully see that. You know, like kind of listen back or reflect upon it and just be like, yeah, you can't be throwing that crap around.
So you and I aren't old enough to be these people's mothers, but we're definitely old enough to be their older sisters.
Yes.
And this is I honestly hope that Amy will point this out to Owen. Okay, I just thought about if someone made these accusations about Joe, and I actually know someone that's very close to me that had the similar accusations made against him that were false, and it was terrible.
Yeah, you can't be going around calling people pedophiles.
You can't do this to people.
Yeah.
And I know that I didn't say anything about Jim Bob, okay? The reason, this is the difference. I don't know Jim Bob. I haven't held Jim Bob's kids. I have held James's children. I have talked to James both in real life and online. I haven't talked to him in a while. I bought from Grounded Extracts, but
okay,
like I want to, I know, like I've hugged him and his wife and his beautiful children. That's the difference. And for me, I can't let that stand that someone said that about him.
No. Even outside of that, I will say online relationships are complicated, but yet at the same time, even if you haven't done that, should you be throwing around those accusations? You
Absolutely
know
not.
very little about the person on the other end of the attack. And I mean, what an awful attack that is. But I will say, I don't feel like that is the first accusation I've heard in that kind of community. I've heard accusations of all kinds of stuff that it's like maybe everybody needs to once again clean up their own backyard before they start throwing around accusations.
Just the difference with me is I've heard all sorts of accusations too, and I always stay out of it because it has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to insert myself. The only reason I'm inserting myself is because I really, for the first time today, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, how would I feel if I was in his position? And I met him, and I really like him and his family, and I'm just like a little person. I think like 100 people like our little channel, and I think that we have to put a stop to this. You know, and I know I met him. I call him a brother from another mother. I call Austin from Melodome that too. James did a hilarious spoof on the Melodome, and let me tell you something. It was hilarious. And Austin, I'm one of your Patreons. Austin, people love your show because you're a bit of a character. It was so funny.
All the characters. That's what's interesting is literally you're dealing with a bunch of characters. And I'll say it's the same thing with me on Discord. Like one of my friends just put Bible Bot on their Discord server. They're not a Christian per se, but yet at the same time, because I'm on there basically, and me and this other guy.
Bible what?
Bible
what is
Bot. It's called
Bible Bot.
Yeah. So all you have to do is type in. You just have to type in like Matthew 2:11 through 13, and it's gonna just show the actual like verse. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is there's a lot of characters online. We're all characters. You have to realize we are also characters. We're so outside of the norm of
all truthers are. That's what I've told you this before. They want us into like this homogeneous blob of nothing and no feeling. And why God loves the truthers is because we're all so unique and we're so different. I've told you this, and Ray, if you're listening, I love you. If I hadn't met Ray personally, I might think he was CGI. Because like I've always told you, like all entertainment needs a character from Boston, right?
I know. You know what? Actually,
he's real and he's amazing.
Having listened to a bunch of Bostonian YouTubers now, because there's two that come to mind. Stavely is a native of Boston, and Ray.
I've met Stavely in real life too. Stavely is my numero uno right now. Go ahead.
But after having listened to them, I kind of hate myself for teaching myself to not talk in a Boston accent, because there is something to be said about the Boston accent.
I think I have a little bit of a Boston accent.
I don't think we do.
I don't think you do. You speak like your sisters. Background character. I love her voice. She's a very distinct accent, and if you didn't know her and you just heard her voice, it'd be very hard to like kind of label where she's from, I think.
Yeah, for some reason when I was young, the Boston accent, I always thought it was like abrasive. But now it's like, why didn't I embrace my Boston? I feel like if I was to put on my Boston accent right now, it would be Mark Wahlberg putting on his Boston accent for movies.
Well, we all know that in the movie The Departed, the best Boston accent was Leo DiCaprio, and all these people are from Boston.
What is it? It's like a linguist course, diction. But anyway, you know that Mark Wahlberg was trained out of his Boston accent. So now when he goes to do it, it sounds like somebody putting on a Boston accent in it. So anyway.
I don't know about him. I used to really like Mark Wahlberg. I really used to like him. Now I don't know. I don't know what I ever saw in him.
I do have to show you this. This is kind of hilarious. I don't know if you know this person.
I like it.
Do you know who that is?
No, he's asking, what is this? I don't know your average YouTuber. Let us know if you figure it out.
So I will say, this is the only person commenting. And usually we have some commenters. And this is literally the only comment tonight.
Oh, so Joe, who's obviously a huge supporter, he's out with his friends or his coworkers.
It's not the point. The point is, I feel like this is some sort of a weird synchronicity or like message from I don't know where.
Yeah,
I've been wondering that myself, but I'm sure this person's long gone. But that's hilarious.
I love it, and I kind of think that when I listen back, I'm going to screenshot it, and I might put it in a frame. I might put it in a frame. You and me talking with Not Your Average YouTuber's comment down there, and I'm not even kidding. It might be your Christmas gift this year. You're welcome.
What is this? Where it may as well say, "Where am I? I don't know where you are." But also, even
you know what it reminds me of? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
let me just say really quick. It reminds me of in the Truman Show. It reminds me of those buttons people wore. How will it end? Go ahead.
Yes. Also, when I put out the announcement tonight, I put the picture of the clowns, and the clowns are the clowns in Clown World cousins. And Faye texted me. She's like, "That picture that you posted is absolutely upsetting,
horrific.
Horrific."
And I can't unsee it.
And I was like, yeah, LOL. But then after like 5 or 10 minutes, I texted you back, and I was like, wait, that's not us. That's the clowns. People think that we're the clowns of Clown World. We're not supposed to be. Like, we're the observing the Clown World. So anyway, I just had to clarify that.
That's your Gemini brain. I don't know what people think, and I don't care. I don't have time for people's thoughts. I can't deal with my own thoughts.
I love it. What? I love people's, like, I do enjoy it. So anyway, back to the point. All right.
Yeah.
So
I love this topic, Mary, and I'm going to be thinking about it. Go ahead. So your definitions.
So distractions, entertainment. I will also say that people have to start understanding, Faye, have to start understanding what is fear porn. I can show you fear porn. All right. You go look at Canadian Prepper. He's like the next 72 hours. They always have some sort of a weird countdown going on. I can honestly say that Patara's not fear porn. She's just making observations of what's going on in the world. Because I feel like accusing her of being that would be almost self-accusatory. It's like, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world, you know? I don't think we're trying to scare people. I think we're just trying to hash it out, figure out what's going on.
don't take this the wrong way. I don't know why you do it to yourself. I don't like prepper channels. And
Because you're not a prepper.
Right. I'm not a prepper, and I've never, the present is called the present for a reason. That's all. I'm not judging you, but I don't think I could ever adopt the prepper mindset. I mean, I guess if shite went down, I would adopt it pretty swiftly, but I've been coasting along for a long time.
I will say, with my preppers helping me out to maximize my own potential, this year, I signed my 2 daughters up for a farm stand.
Nice.
And we are considered farm to table. Now, keep in mind, we only live on a half acre, but I know how to maximize it.
You do.
We'll be selling eggs and we'll be selling produce. So, I mean, thank you, preppers, for
my heart just skipped. I'm not even kidding. My heart skipped a little beat. I love that. Your victory garden, I know you had to take down the video because your children were in it. It was so beautiful. The fence, and it was a beautiful day. And oh my gosh, you got to do it again because it was really inspiring, Mary. Like, even me, I'm more of like an indoor girl. Like, you grow the food, I'll cook it. But it was very inspiring just to see nature and what comes out of the ground for us.
Yeah, it is weird because the first time, once again, like years ago, I planted a garden. I didn't even know what it was what seeds would look like as they were growing. So
how many years ago?
Oh, it had to have been like 15 years ago at this point. And I put the corn in the south portion of the garden. So the corn grew up, blocked the sun, and nothing else got sunlight. I had no concept of all right, you gotta, my whole garden should have been flipped around, you know? So it is exciting. But right now I'm doing a little bit of an experiment with colored glass. Okay.
Oh yeah, tell me. I love colored glass. I always have. I'm not even kidding. I love sea glass. I love stained glass. Let's hear it.
There's old folklores, old traditions, especially about blue glass and doing cuttings and putting it in blue glass. I keep wanting to say bluegrass, blue glass, and then the cuttings are going to root much faster if they're in blue glass. So right now, what I have going on in my garden, I have upside down wine bottles shoved into the ground to water my plants, so I don't have to water them every day. So I have clear.
Wait, what? You have to. That sounds amazing. What? How? What do you mean?
You just take a wine bottle, you fill it with water, you stick it, you put it upside down, you shove it into the ground, and it's a drip. This isn't that mind blowing, Faye. This is actually really basic, but the difference.
My mind is blown, and I'm thinking of the Mandela effect about the wine skins and the wine bottles now, and how long this is. This is okay. Wow. So I'm going to be listening back, taking notes on you tonight, Mary.
So hold on. The difference is that I'm using clear, smoked white, blue, green, brown, and red wine bottles, and I want to see what produces the best results on each individual plant and see if there's any truth to what our ancestors used to practice.
You need to keep a video diary of this.
I've already started.
I feel like God is giving you a gift with all seriously, you have your book and now you have this is a truther thing that no one's done. No, that's fascinating. I can't wait to hear. So have you noticed any results so far?
So far, I will say, strangely enough, I feel like the red glass is really producing the most healthy plants in my garden so far.
Good. I love it because that's good news because I know that you have one of those red light wands, the light heat lamps for the face. I have one of those too.
You're blowing my mind a little bit. Yes,
Yeah.
red light, red glass. It makes sense that would be
Yeah.
very
And
productive.
you look so good at, like, offline. I need to know who your facialist is because I need to go to him. And you guys have no idea. If I didn't have my little red light thing, I would look like a troll.
As
It's the only thing keeping me going.
As I'm frantically looking for my smokes, Faye, by the way. Here they
Right.
are. I found them. I found my smokes, guys. Yeah,
No, you have to live. We have to live. I live.
but
Smoke.
yeah, so I am nature is so amazing. So also one more,
Amen.
I know you have to jump off soon, but you know, I'm taking that foraging course with the witches. Now, one of them did come out as a witch because on on what the heck is it? Is it Bacchanalia? Anyway, May Day, she overslept and she woke up in that morning and she said bad witch because she overslept so she couldn't put the dew on her face. Anyway,
The dew on her face.
it doesn't matter. It's all superstition, weird ass crap.
No, I want the dew on my face. How early do I have to get up? Sunrise?
It's a practice of I want to say it's Bacchanalia, but anyway, so I'm sitting there and I did send a message to a DM, or I guess an email to the witches saying, listen, I am going to have to leave periodically during the course because I'm a smoker. And at 45 years old, I'm not changing. I'm not changing. Sorry. So they responded. They were like, don't you worry about it. We want everybody to feel welcome on the farm. So I went to the next class, and then one of the witches, the one who even overslept on one of her high holy days, she pulls me aside and she's like, we don't, you're welcome to smoke, blah, 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 but you have to wash your hands because if you have tobacco on your hands, it's really bad for the tomatoes. Like, my tobacco literally grew in the next bed to my tomatoes last year, first of all. And this year, I have to say that the bed that grew my tobacco is producing the most amazing plants. So that kind of pissed me off. What?
Just really quick, like, I think that you might have a new category with your Psy-ops, entertainment, and distractions. There's also misinfo. Like tobacco, tobacco is a bad thing. Misinfo is, it seems benign. It seems factual. Tobacco is a wonderful gift from God.
Exactly. And so, I mean, if I have tobacco, I realize that nicotine is used as a pesticide anyway, pesticide basically. So like that I understand, but saying that I'm going to get your freaking tomato plant sick. And so I was freaking out to Mike and I'm like, blight is so common in tomatoes. Are they just going to blame me? Like if their tomatoes get sick. But anyway, the end. Yeah, right. At the end of the class, we go over and they want me to pull a card from the Oracle deck, Faye. Yeah.
Did you pull it?
Oh, you know I did. Yeah, I'm a wimp. You know that.
What would I have done, Mary? Like, I love you.
You would have been like, I'm not here. You guys said.
I would have been like, let me see the box for these Oracle cards, made in China.
And the thing is, so
that's why I love you, Mary, because you're the youngest, I'm the oldest, and that's our dynamic. You just know how to roll with the flow.
No. This is bad. So I pulled my stupid Oracle card, and everybody's getting, oh, I'm the water dragon. I'm the, I forget what the other one got. Another dragon. Somebody got a really cool, like, cat. Somebody got a crow, which is also an amazing creature. I got a freaking sow. So I'm telling my sister about it. And my sister's like, that was God calling you a fat pig, a pig. A pig.
You're not. I don't know which sister said that, but that's not true. But that card shouldn't be in there. They should know what that card's going to do to people's head. I would be pissed if I didn't.
Sell out. So anyway, so that's what's up.
I'm dying. Oh my God. Well, allegedly, I'm going to be going out. Do you want to wrap it up soon? Or you can stay on. Why don't you drop the link?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Maybe first time callers around or something. Did anyone else chat in our chat? Because that's weird, huh?
No, it's like oh, actually, no. We have Three Fingers, Hell on Wheels also here, but it's like seriously probably the quietest night we've ever had.
Well, I know Joe is preoccupied. He's going to re-listen. Thanks to anyone who listens now or later. I hope everyone's doing well.
I mean, I hate to like invite people because then I feel like they're gonna feel pressured, and I'll put it out there.
No, it's not. No, I don't look at it that way. Maybe someone has something on their mind, and I have to go, and I can't wait to re-listen. This is. I don't think that I would ever do with you like an open panel. I don't really like those, and those kind of can veer off into crazy if you ask me. But like inviting a person or two on that has something on their mind, that's a different story. I guess you know what? I guess it's kind of the same thing. But I think like three.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. I don't know. Like I said to my daughter, I don't know everything. I don't know anything.
Welcome to the shadow ban land. I will say though, I felt like almost out of all our streams, I almost felt so comfortable tonight, like without that over there going nuts. And
yeah, that's why I don't look at it.
Hold on, also going nuts, that's an exaggeration. Yeah. But
yeah, you know, and that's for YouTube. I barely ever do chats. I don't know if I'll ever go back to a chat because if I'm listening or watching a show, it's because I want to listen or watch the host. Don't get me wrong, like if you can do it, but you know, and it's not. I like everyone I met, either in real life or online, but I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Oh, the slander has to stop, and I wonder. I think that that's kind of a psyop too. You know, I don't know. I'm not accusing James or Owen of it. I'm not. But you know, just has been. I've seen some ugliness in the community. Not really like what Owen said about James is the ugliest you can say.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot. I know you have too, Mary. I don't do Discord. How's Discord been?
Well, back to what you were just saying, I feel like for me, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, because I could definitely be accused of false accusations, which is terrible. So, and I'm not proud of it, but I mean, you know, I wouldn't come on here and like start throwing shade.
It's not shade, Mary. If someone went on, even with a little following or big fan following, if someone went on their stream and linked you to pedophilia, I would lose it because that isn't shade. That is absolute.
It's an accusation.
It's a potentially life-ruining accusation. Let's keep it real. You have 8 children. I think James has 3 beautiful children right now and a wife, and he's trying to build a business. And like that, you can't. I don't know about anything else. I'm really not interested. But I heard Owen say it, and it's beyond shade. Wouldn't you agree? It's like one of the worst accusations you can make of someone, especially a father who loves his wife and children. I'm sorry. That's all. I'm not. You know what? I'm not sorry, but I'm not going to harp on it because that's all. All I know is I heard him say it, and it's not shade. It's life. It's potentially life-ruining slander, and it can't stand in that's the truth, truthers.
J'accuse. That's all I'm hearing. I mean, j'accuse. I don't know what it's French. I don't even.
French?
Yeah, but yeah, I have done that myself, so I'm gonna self-soothe right now because it's not right.
Wait, you've done what yourself?
I just explained this.
You've made false accusations?
Yes.
But not to that level. Not to the level that could ruin someone's life, Mary. Have you? I have. I made a false accusation about someone that wasn't true. And I made it an emotion when I was a teenage girl. And it haunts me to this day. Yeah, I did. I made a really bad false accusation that wasn't true.
I made an accusation online. It just like completely baseless accusation. And it was only to 2 people on a voice chat, but at the same time, it's like literally, it's not. we have to hold ourselves accountable when we do things like that.
Right.
And I hope that the people you're talking about, they work it out.
Hey,
Because there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of name calling, accusations
yeah.
going back and forth on, once again, in every genre of.
Unfortunately, the person I made a potentially life-ruining accusation about is deceased. But I do apologize to God a couple times a week for it. And you know what? People say things, and I think that I agree with everything you just said, Mary. And I do hope that he apologizes, because an apology is in order if we're truthers. You can't slander people like that.
And they were joking. It wasn't.
I don't know. I didn't. It's just in passing. I'm really not involved, but I do know that we can't ruin each other's lives with false accusations. Are we truthers or are we truthers? Seriously.
Yes, absolutely. And there's a lot of, I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to also be one of those people who is like, joking around. We're just truthers and we're here to be like. Hold on, I have to see what I'm talking about. And my husband's gonna clarify. J'accuse, it means I accuse. Oh, okay, so I accuse myself. All right, thank you.
Fluffy. I never heard of that. That sounds haunting. Like, is that a movie, a book? Probably a book. Like, is that a movie?
He says it's the title of a French anti-WW1 movie where the dead accuse the living. See, yes. Okay, that's haunting. Hold on, actually,
it is haunting.
That ties into my book that I'm studying right now. So because I have become very distrustful of the internet, I've gone back to books. All right.
Yeah.
And this book, all right, it's I don't have my reading glasses. 1984. Let's go back to the roots, guys. Okay. And this is all about the secret government research into military potential of psychic weapons. And they were literally trying to have seances to talk to dead like pilots and stuff to figure out what went wrong in the mechanics of the airplane and, test pilots. So, yeah. Anyway.
Mary, I love it. You're bringing it back to basics, and we need that right now. And we'll definitely have a part 2 to this. I'll be thinking about it. And I encourage anyone to reach out to Mary if you have something to say. You brought up some really good points, and just where we're at. And also, I'll be thinking it over, but I also see it as being like very helpful to me. So thank you.
All right, and we will leave with our extra or outro.
Sounds good to me. Good to talk to you, cuz.
All right, good talking to you. God bless. Have a good weekend. Have fun.
God bless everybody. Thank you. You too.
All right, bye.